Nossa, já que eu tenho mais pouco.
Oh, it's you. Sorry, I'm still a bit out of it. But thanks for trying to help me, I suppose. Was there something you wanted? Lucretia says I'm supposed to rest.
What's
You
your
mean
story?
my life story? Oh, well, I grew up as part of a big family in Rome. Me and 3 older sisters. Our father found good husbands for my sisters, but I wasn't cut out for that kind of life. So he found me a job as a scribe for a prominent merchant. It was a good life for a while, until 7 months ago when the fires came. My colleagues and I worked desperately to try to protect our warehouse. We must have had 100 workers passing buckets of water, chanting prayers to Vulcan, but they fell on deaf ears. The fire was relentless and it claimed everything and everyone. Well, almost everyone. My employer told me to grab what valuables I could and flee for the Tiber with the crowds. I remember diving into the river and then the next thing I knew, I was waking up on the riverbank not far from here.
I'm sorry to
Thank
hear
you.
that.
But to be honest, sometimes I think dying in that fire might have been a blessing, given what's happened since.
What happened here?
I can tell you, but it's a long story.
Is there a short version?
Look, if you don't have time to listen to me, don't let me keep you.
Never
You're
mind then.
horrible.
Tive mesmo uma confusão.
I know what kind of person you are. Leave me alone.
May Apollo keep you safe.
Ah, a fellow traveler from a faraway land. Greetings, I'm Georgius. It gladdens me to see another foreigner in our midst. We must stick together, you and I. And I must say, my sartorial friend, your clothing is most extraordinary. Leather boots in place of sandals, trousers with precise stitching, and such a curious design. I have traveled distant trade routes from the markets of Damascus to the farms of India, and never have I seen anyone dressed quite like you. Tell me, I must know, from which exotic part of the world do you hail?
I'm from beyond the edge of the known world.
Then you are an explorer, like me. Wonderful. You must have many stories to share. I cannot wait to hear them. We will have much time here to get to know one another. But for now, do you require assistance? I know you do not require clothing, so information perhaps?
And yet he is a threatening virtue.
This is troubling, is it not? I am afraid I have no idea. It is ridiculous though. Virgil is a fine man. But my young friend Fabia confided in me that she saw someone leaving graffiti on his shop front last night. Perhaps you should ask her about it.
Do you know a way out of here?
Not so loud. What are you playing at?
Sorry, did I say the
Have
wrong
you
thing?
not been told about the last attempt?
The last attempt?
Oh, then I suppose this duty falls to me. Ah, it is a long story.
Never mind
As you
then.
wish.
What's your
My
story?
story? How kind of you to ask. I am a tailor and I run the humble shop in the forum.
Let's talk about
Anything
something
you
else.
like.
Who are you going
That,
to
my
vote
friend,
for?
is quite the dilemma. But after some reflection, I'm leaning toward voting for Malleolus. I do not enjoy the thought of another visit from Domitius if I voted the wrong way.
Ooh. Anything I can do to change
Nothing
that?
comes to my mind, my friend.
What do you think about the Golden Rule?
Ah, yes. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. As a Greek, this is nothing new to me. It is how our gods operate.
Fair enough. I'll
I
be
hope
going
that
now.
our paths cross again soon, my friend. Greetings and salutations.
Greetings and salutations.
Ah, a new face. Salve, and welcome to a little community. My name's impossible to pronounce for most people, so you can just call me Virgil. I hear we have you to thank for saving Julia's life. I'm glad you arrived when you did.
What do you think about the
Some
Golden
people
Rule?
say it's divine, the work of a god, but I'm not so sure. It just seems so flawed to me. Like it's distinctly human. I mean, once you've been here long enough, you'll notice people doing things that just seem so wrong to you. But this so-called god doesn't seem to care, which means one of two things. Either you don't know the difference between right and wrong, or this unknown god doesn't. And I'm pretty sure I know the difference. Do you?
I think so,
Good.
yeah.
Then I hope you'll agree that there are only two ways of dealing with unfair rulers. The first is to leave. The second is to remove the ruler from power. And it seems leaving may not be an option.
I
I'm
hear it.
glad. It's best if I say no more, but I hope you'll give it some thought.
Who are you going
Well,
to vote for?
Malleolus is talking about loosening some of the restrictions in this place. And while it's all a bit vague, at least he has a vision.
Anything I can do to change
My
that?
vote isn't for sale, if that's what you're asking.
Do you know a way
You
out of
wouldn't
it?
believe how often the new ones ask that question. But I'd tell you the same thing
Okay.
I tell everyone else. There are much worse places to live out your days. You might have a few sleepless nights thinking about the golden rule, but once you get used to the fear, knowing that a single slip-up could cost you everything, it's not too bad. Nothing new to me, anyway.
What do you mean?
Oh, I just mean I grew up in the Batavi tribe, far to the north in Novio Magus, and learned to expect a bit of hostility. They weren't nearly as tolerant as the Romans. Nice to talk to you.
You look well, my Sartorial friend.
Name's Rufius. Better watch your step.
Do you know a way out
If
of
I
it?
did, do you think we'd be having this conversation?
What's your
Can't
plan?
talk long. Got to stay sharp, but... family's from Seleucia on Tigris. Babylon province. But I've been roaming a long time now. Even joined the legions. The 6th. The one they call Ironclads.
Why don't you have a weapon?
Magistrate made me toss it in the chasm. Stupid. Going to have to improvise now.
How did you end up
Same
here?
way as everyone else.
Makes sense. Let's talk
If
about
we have
something
to.
else. What are you going to vote for?
Meliodas. Not sure I trust Sentius. Couldn't even protect his daughter in a city without sin. How's he going to protect us?
I think I can
No.
change that. I'll be going now.
Whatever.
Wait, whoa, no, I'll not be going now. What the fuck am I saying?
You.
I know, I'll be going.
Whatever.
A new face. Ave, and may Vesta watch over you. I'm Equitia. To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit?
What do you think about the Golden
I'm
Rule?
quite sure it's the work of the gods, which is strange because they've never been particularly concerned with our misdeeds, as long as we've kept the peace of the gods. We ask for blessings, for good health, bountiful harvest, military victory, and in return, we offer praise, wine, incense, or animals. But here, it seems they require much more of us. I find myself reminded of an especially pertinent tale from our great poet Ovid in his epic Metamorphoses. Would you like to hear it? It is rather long.
Why not? I have time.
Wonderful. It goes like this. Baucis and Philemon were an old married couple living a humble life in a small town. One night, the town gets a visit from a couple of vagrants. They go from door to door, asking for a place to stay the night. Of course, being vagrants, they're turned away sharply from house after house, 1,000 in all, until finally they come to the little cottage where Baucis and Philemon lived. Now the kind old couple had very little to offer, but nevertheless, they invite these strangers into their house and offer them food, wine, and a place to stay. Immediately the guests make themselves at home. They begin gulping down the old couple's wine, so much so that Baucis, the old lady, begins to worry they're going to run out. And then she notices something strange. Her wine pitcher keeps refilling itself, as if by magic. Realizing only a select few possess such powers, says to her husband, Philemon, "I think these men are gods in disguise." Immediately the couple begins apologizing for offering such coarse wine. And the vagrants metamorphosize and reveal themselves to be Jupiter,
is
the king of
proof
the
of a
gods,
degenerate
and
mind.
Mercury, the trickster god. They confide they didn't mind the meager offerings. They were just pleased that someone in the town offered them hospitality. Then Jupiter says to them, "You have passed our test, but everyone else in this city failed, so we are going to destroy this place and everyone in it, except you, who we will grant a wish." So old Baucis and Philemon escape up into the mountains safely, and they receive their wish, which is for eternity together. Meanwhile, Jupiter carries through with his threat and wipes that city off the map. Some say the moral of that story is that we must all honor the sacred rituals of guest friendship, the reciprocal obligations owed between hosts and guests. But I like to think it's that we should always show compassion for those less fortunate than ourselves.
Or perhaps it's that the gods might kill you at any moment for failing their test and they don't even have to tell you what the rules
A
are.
cynic philosopher might take that view, but it's not entirely invalid, I suppose.
What's the status
It
of
must
the
be
election?
completed by dusk, just the same as any other official business. It'll be between Sentius, the incumbent, and Malleolus, the challenger. Why do you ask?
What's your role in this
I'm
election?
responsible for announcing it and making sure the procedures are followed.
Who's allowed
All
to
of the
vote?
male citizens who are willing and able to attend, unless they're running, of course.
Can I vote
Well,
then?
you're not a citizen yet, so no, I'm afraid not. But if it's any consolation, there are other ways to influence the outcome of an election.
Fair enough. Can I nominate another
You
candidate?
can, assuming they're eligible and willing to accept the nomination.
Let's talk about
Certainly.
something else. Do you know a way out
I
of here?
don't, I'm afraid. It seems to me we're exiled here until the gods judge us, one way or another.
What's your story?
Oh my. I take it people are quite direct where you're from. I suppose it's quite charming in its own way. Usually, however, you wouldn't simply march up to a Vestal priestess and without due formality or courtesy ask, "What is your story?"
Sorry, what should I have done?
The proper approach would be to arrange an introduction through a mutual acquaintance in high office, by which time you would already know how to address me. And then you would find a way to satisfy your curiosity rather more indirectly. But to be honest, I've often thought what an unnecessarily formal way to communicate that
Vou
is.
processar as
So,
information.
let's do it your way. You just keep being yourself
Ah.
and ask whatever you like. It'll be a
Ajuda-me a pensar.
refreshing change.
How did you end up
You know,
here?
I'm not entirely sure. But what about you? How did you end up here?
A young woman named Karen dragged me out of a river and conscience and sent me in here.
Karen, you say? And nothing about that name seemed odd to you.
It carries negative connotations where I'm
Why
from.
is that?
You know what? Never mind. Because of the memes. É que aqui neste jogo tu viajas 2000 anos no passado em Roma. Porquê que esse nome te pareceu estranho? Que é o nome Karen? Karen tens as cenas todas de é uma Karen da vida. Ou seja, é uma daquelas que é muito estupidinha. E é assim, porquê que achas esse nome esquisito e tens uma opção a dizer because of the memes? É, pois, porque dizeram um romano de 2000 anos atrás que é por causa dos memes e eles vão entender muito. You know what? Never
As
mind.
you wish, but... I wonder if... No.
What were you going to
I
say?
apologize. I don't mean to be cryptic. It's just that you've got me thinking. Have you spoken with any of the others about how they arrived here too? I really think you should. Go around and ask them what they remember and see if you notice any patterns.
Alright, I'll do
Good.
that.
Thank you. But please be careful. I just don't want to see what happened to Livia happen to you too.
I'll be careful.
Thank you. Now, go and
Oh,
follow
a
the thread of
missão principal.
truth through this labyrinth and come back to me if you discover any patterns.
I'll see what I can do. I've been asking people about how they
And
wound
did
up
you
here.
notice anything? A pattern?
Some people mention memory
That's
lapses.
true. I know I wasn't entirely sure how I wound up here. What else?
That's all I noticed.
There are definitely some common threads there. But I think we'll need at least a few to ensure we're not just seeing coincidences. Keep asking people how they wound up here. I don't want us to rush to any conclusions yet. Livia's fate weighs heavily on my mind and dictates we should be sure. Yes, you should ask the others first.
I'll be going
Come
now.
back to me once you've acquainted yourself with the rest of our neighbors.
Alright. Horatius? Who the fuck is Horatius?
What is it, citizen?
Ah, é este. Do you know a way out of
I
here?
went around asking the same questions when I first arrived. Never did find a way out. But I learned how to accept my situation. To bear trials with a calm mind robs misfortune of its strength and burden. That's from Seneca the Younger, if you're interested.
What do you think about the Golden Rule?
Well, as I always say, it's kind of like a divine version of the practice of decimation in the Legion. By threatening to execute 1 in 10 men, the idea is to ensure order and discipline among everyone. And it works. If you knew you could be executed because your brother-in-arms is planning a mutiny, well, you'd bloody well watch him like hundred-eyed Argus, wouldn't you? Because your only chance of saving yourself is to stop bad things before they happen. Makes us all responsible for keeping each other in check. It's brutal, of course, but effective. The Legion wouldn't be the most formidable force in the world without it.
Are you saying you're in favor of
What's
it?
done is done. I was forced to execute my brothers in arms, and those memories will always visit me in my sleep. But life is harsh, and I've come to accept my lot. As with the Golden Rule, I don't have any control over it. So railing against it would be like trying to stop the seasons or the tides. As Seneca the Younger wrote, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient. For he that is so wants nothing.
Where I'm from, that would be considered collective punishment, which is a war crime.
A war crime? Isn't that a contradiction in terms? As Cicero said, in times of war the law falls silent.
I agree
Good.
with you.
Perhaps we'll make a legionary out of you yet,
Let's talk about something
if you
else.
like.
What can you tell me about the magistrate?
He's one of the better commanders I've ever had, that's for sure. Good stoic. Lives by Seneca's words. Treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Can't ask for much more than that.
Who are you going to vote for?
Not that it's any of your business, but my loyalty is and always will be with Sentius. Unfortunately, I don't think my vote is going to make any difference today. See, Domitius has been going around town, shoring up votes for Malleolus with lies, bribery, and intimidation. The man's a savage, but he's a gladiator, so people fear and respect him more than they should. Sentius knows about it, of course, but he doesn't have the same rat cunning as Malleolus. This place will be different with that sleaze at the helm. But I try not to worry about things I can't change.
Isn't that kind of
Hey,
weak?
if you think you can do better, be my guest. But I won't hold my breath. In any
Deixa
case,
só que não
if you're
consigo passar
interested
a
in the
contar o
election,
diálogo.
go and have a chat with Equitia, the Vestal Priestess. She'll be overseeing proceedings.
Meu Deus. What's your
I'm a
story?
legionary of the First Italica, but there's not a lot of fighting down here. So the magistrate has assigned me other duties. I act as the magistrate's right-hand man, keeping an eye on his daughters. Daughter, I should say. And the others, and making sure they're all behaving. I also keep a register of new arrivals.
How do you,
I'm from
did you
Liguria,
end up
up
here?
north originally. I was doing all right for myself. 12 years into my service. Had a nice girl lined up for when it was all over. Not anymore. She's probably figured I'm long gone and moved on by now. I try not to think about it. My commander sent me to deliver a message to Rome. While I was there, I thought I'd do something nice for my girl. And pick up a little pendant from a silversmith. That's when the crowd started flooding through the streets, shouting fire. People were screaming, trampling each other. Then some Genetricum Fugitor tried to take advantage of the chaos and pinch my pendant. I remember chasing him through the crowds, down towards the river. And then, nothing. Blacked out and woke up near here. No idea how I ended up floating so far downriver. But I'm fortunate to be alive, I suppose.
sorry to hear
don't
that.
be. As Seneca the Younger said, difficulty strengthens the mind, as labor does the body. That said, Centilla's disappearance has been more difficult than I'd care to admit.
I see the citizen
I don't see why
register.
not. Just make sure I get it back by tomorrow.
Register which person in the city in alphabetical order. Jesus. Thanks.
Of course.
Can you talk about
What
Centilla?
business is that of yours?
I'm looking
A
for her.
lot of people have been looking for her. But it's been 3 weeks, and we've found nothing. What makes you think you can do better?
Sounds like you don't want me looking for her.
No, it's not that. We all care for Centilla. She is, or was, a lovely young woman. But I learned long ago not to dwell on things beyond my control. Or to try not to, anyway. But I don't want to seem obstructive. If you have questions, ask away.
Let's talk about something
Fine.
else.
All right. Please keep an eye out for anything that might lead us to Centilla.
Ok. I want to create a time paradox aqui, eu não consigo fazer grande coisa. Aqui é que eu posso já dizer algumas pessoas.
The moon. Malleolus isn't receiving visitors at the moment, it being election day.
What's your
The
story?
name's Domitius. You want to get to Malleolus? You go.
I'd like to meet Malleolus.
Too bad. I'm glad you left me.
Isn't soliciting brides
Bribe? That's such an ugly word. What I'm looking for is more of a tribute to me, your soon-to-be patron.
How about 100
Os
denarii?
in Coolio mio. Just make it good.
Here's 10
Hey, Caput
denarii.
Murde. Futuere es. Just make it good.
Alright, what do you
Dunno.
want?
Something good.
I'll see what I
Just
can
make
do.
it good.
What do you think about the
I
golden
think
rule?
it's gone on long enough, and Malleolus is going to put an end to it once he's elected.
I'm not sure I
Old
believe
man
that.
Sentius got you already, did he? Well, I'm not talking to people in his faction. Confutuere.
Confutuary?
Os in Coolio mio.
Citizen, we're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name?
I'm Joseph, we've had this conversation before.
Wait, if I understand correctly, someone is about to break the Golden Rule, forcing me to create a portal in time to bring you here? I must have entrusted you with figuring out who the culprit is. Only, I assume we failed, and you had to start over. Is that about right? If so, what happened?
I broke it.
You broke it. Pluto's name would you do that?
I was trying to save someone's
It
life.
seems you failed spectacularly. Look, it's unfortunate, but all that matters now is that you make use of what you've learned and gathered and do better next time. Now, I assume you sought me out again for a reason.
Do you know a way out
If
of
I
it?
did, I'd have let these people out. Ask then. Well, I believe you're in as the Good. Now, was there something else? I've had plenty of. I will. Our give the. I. Ask then. Good. Of course. Yes. Why do you say that?
He's been trying to intimidate people into voting for Malia.
So I'm told. This is truly atrocious behavior, which undermines the very foundations of our democracy. Thank you for bringing this to my attention, but before we proceed, I must ask, are you sure he's the one?
It's him.
Well then, in that case, as much as it pains me to do so, I must act decisively to ensure the survival of my people. As magistrate, I hereby declare him an enemy of Rome and authorize his execution by your hand. Forthwith.
By my hand? How would I execute
Any way
him?
you can. Despite my weapons ban, it's been my experience one can always find a weapon if one looks hard enough.
I've changed my mind, I'm not sure it's him.
Very well. It looks like you'll have to continue your investigation. Now, was there anything else you wanted to ask?
What's his story?
Sextus Sentius Imperio before... It's a... Very well.
Okay, it also needed to suspect Galerius. Galerius revealed himself to be an angry man with a history of crime and extreme violence.
Ah, you've returned. Do you... Of course. Why do you say that?
He's an escaped slave, he's angry and resentful towards you, and he's killed
You
before.
managed to extract all that from him. Well done. And I have noticed his contemptuous stares, but I had no idea he was so dangerous. Thank you for bringing this to my attention, but before we proceed, I must ask, are you sure he's the one?
It's him.
Well then, Anyway, despite...
Won't that break
I
the
don't
bullet?
believe so, no. It's not a crime to carry out the lawful order of a magistrate.
Fair enough. Right, I'll take care of
Thank
it.
you. Please act quickly before it's too late.
Eu aqui não consigo fazer muita coisa porque eu não tenho arma. Com a lanterna, tal. Eu não tenho nenhuma arma, so...
Citizen, we'll speak again after you've carried out my order.
Tenho de o matar, ok. Será que eu consigo matá-la à mão? This is very dark, mas... Para de me sussurrar no ouvido que isso faz-me impressão, amiga. Por acaso, genuinamente agora pergunto-me o que é que aconteceu.
Whatever's in that great temple up there. Salve, stranger, and welcome to our idyllic little slice of the Empire. I'm Dacius.
What's your
You mean,
story?
how did I...
Let's hear it.
All right. Well, you see, I'm in the business of procuring rare and precious objects liberated from the enemies of Rome. Mostly sculptures, vases, the occasional slave. Fetch a magnificent price in Roman high society. Had myself a nice little shop in Rome, just off the Forum. Lots of foot traffic and close to the docks. Good place to be when the fires broke out. See, about 7 months ago, half of Rome caught on fire. Everyone who couldn't get to an outer gate was running for the river, hoping to escape by barge. So I gathered my coins and some priceless vases into a cart and had my most loyal slave girl, pretty young thing named Acantha, push it for me. All the way down to the river, I'm elbowing for a stampede of people, turning back now and then to make sure she hasn't legged it with my valuables. But, to my surprise, we make it, and I see this barge loading up, and it's so full it's almost sinking. But the captain's happy to take my coin, so I start boarding, and then he puts his hand on my chest and he says, "No, too heavy. The cart or the girl." So I did what anyone would have done.
Just the girl,
The
right?
girl? Weren't you listening? All my valuables or the girl? I mean, I can always buy a new slave girl if I still have my money. So I put my hand on the cart, and I guess she realised what was happening because those pretty black eyes of hers go all wide. And in one swift motion, she topples the whole bloody thing into the Tiber.
So you took her with you as
No,
well?
I dived in after it, of course. Aren't you paying attention? That was a bloody fortune. Only, I guess I must have hit my head or something, because everything went black. When I came to, I'd washed up on the riverbank, not far from here, with nothing in the world but a single silver coin.
Commiserations.
Thank you, friend. But it turns out it might have been a stroke of good fortune, because this place is a veritable treasure trove. Look around you. There must be more gold in here than in the treasury of Rome. If I can just figure out how to get it out of here.
What do you think about the
terrible,
rope?
friend.
I'm not
No
getting
need to
the
decide.
bow. Okay. Any idea who's threatening
I
Virgil?
don't, I'm afraid. But I did overhear Fabia telling Georgius she saw something. She was headed to the baths not long ago.
Okay. Who are you going to
Malleolus.
vote?
I'm afraid some... Very well.
Okay.
Salve, Dooley. How are you doing today?
I'm sad. Am I going to die in here?
I don't think so, my friend. It's election day today. Perhaps our new magistrate will be kinder than Sentius and let you out.
I hope so. Galerius, what happens when you die?
You're not going to die anytime soon, Dooley.
My mother told me, when you die, a ferryman helps you cross a river, and your spirit lives on in the underworld. Is that true?
Well, yes, but...
Is it true that if you were good, you get to go to Elysium, but if you were bad, you get punished forever and ever in Tartarus?
Something like that, but...
If I die and go to Tartarus, because they say I've been bad.
I'm not going to let that happen to you, Dooley. I promise.
Thank you, Galerius. Thank you.
Now, I have more work to do, but I'll visit you again soon, alright?
Alright, Galerius. See you then.
Let me talk to you. Can I talk?
Hello?
What do you think about the Golden Rule?
You mean... treasure?
Never mind. Do you know a way
You're
out
going
of
to
here?
let me out of here? Really?
That's not what I said. I asked if you know a way out of here.
Please. I hate it here. It makes me very sad.
Never mind. What's your
My
story?
name's Dooley. I live here now because I got in trouble and they said they had to lock me up.
What did you do?
Don't know. I don't remember things so good. I think it's just because I was looking for treasure.
Did somebody think you were going to steal?
Yes. But I wasn't. I was just looking.
Is that all?
They said I did it more than once. But I can't remember things so good. Then they called me mean names. They called me a liar, Billy.
A liability?
Yes. They said I have to live here now, and gave me this letter. But I'm not good with words. Do you think you could read it for me?
Magistrate sent you to explain that Lee was locked up to prevent them from trespassing. Magistrate Sentius to Dalius, I am writing to you in retaliation for your incorrigible antisocial behavior arising from your obsession with an alleged lost treasure. Okay.
What does it say?
It says they caught you trespassing several times and they locked you up to stop you from breaking the Golden Rule.
My treasure.
What treasure?
My friend Hannibal used to look after me. He said he always would.
Oh.
But then, he died. It was very sad. He said, if anything ever happened to him, I had to find something very precious hidden away. He gave me this key and made me promise to keep it safe until I found the treasure. But I couldn't find him. All I remember is he said something about the cisterns, but when I went up to the high one, they put me in here. Now nobody looks after me, except my friend Galerius and Ek, the priestess lady. She's a nice lady.
If you give me the key, I can try to find out what it
Hannibal
unlocks.
Said I shouldn't give it to anyone I didn't trust. But maybe you could help me get out of here. Then I would trust you a lot.
Let me talk to the magistrate about getting you out of here.
Galerius already tried that. He said the magistrate wouldn't listen, no matter what.
Maybe I'll just break you out.
What about the rules? I don't want everyone to get in trouble because I was bad.
Then maybe it's time we had a new
Like
magistrate.
Galerius? He's nice. I like Galerius. He made me a doll and everything. If you help make him magistrate, he can get me out of here, and I can give you the key to my treasure. Hannibal said it was in the cisterns. I can't remember what it was, just that it was way up high and very precious.
I'll get right
Bye-bye.
on it. Okay. That doesn't change the fact that I'm going to try kill the other one. Jesus, o gajo já andou tanto. Já faz contigo, mira. Can I use the zipline? Oh!
Ah, it's you again. Hope you're settling in, friend. Now, what's on your mind?
Pois, eu não posso.
All right. See you around.
I can't kill him.
Ah, now. Oh,
Yeah, terei de ter tipo uma arma. Ok. Não é considerado roubo? Então eu preciso de uma arma. Vou conseguir matar. Ok, então isso corta alguma das minhas cenas. Vai dar time paradox. Aqui eu só posso seguir estes depois eventualmente. When this city has something in common, I need to find out what it is. Ask residents about the stories to identify at least 3 common threads. I need to listen to the stories of everyone who'll tell me. Once I figure out what they have in common, I should return to it.
Salve.
Salve.
Wonder how much one of these statues is worth on the outside.
Ave again. Did you find what you need?
I've been asking people
And
how
did
they
you
will
notice-
out up here. Some people mentioned coins.
Yes. I suppose that could be something. But then most of us do tend to carry coins on our person, don't we? What else? Livia.
Qual é a próxima cena? Some people mention a river.
And did you...
Salve.
Yes. I understand many of our friends were carried here by a river current. It's as I feared. I think I understand what poor Livia has been going through. You mentioned earlier, you met a young woman in the forest named Karen, yes?
That's right.
I see. And was this Karen, by any chance, wearing a hood?
She was wearing a hoodie. How would you have known
Because
that?
I've seen her before. There's something I think you should see. I think you'd better follow me to the baths.
Whoa! Alright, I'll meet you in the bath.
Don't follow too closely. We can't have people thinking we're bathing together.
Okay, I'm gonna stay here. Is this going to... Okay.